It's got the word burn and kill. There's something not right here. Oh my lord. Any more then there's going to be like me intestines coming out me gob. You know, and windows were wide open with neighbours peeping through. There's a baby there in a pushchair. It's typically what you have a baby in, isn't it? How many times have you had this today? Or am I missing something? Pasta! We all sitting comfortably, ready to listen? Right. I just moved in to a brand new flat in Kilburn. Not the nicest of areas. I mean, it's got the word burn and kill in its title, but we move. I just moved in, brought all my stuff, and I was absolutely starving. I thought, I'll get something nice and quick tonight. And there was actually a Lebanese restaurant just up the road. I thought, you know what? I love me Persian food. I'm half Iranian, for those that don't know. It's kebabs, salad, rice, bread. I thought, yeah, that's similar kind of vibe. So I went to this Lebanese restaurant. Very, very nice. Had the food, kebab, rice, salad, juice. Absolutely beautiful. I goes home that night, goes to bed. Next day, I gets up. And when it got to about midday, I thought, there's something not right here. There's something not quite right. So I thought, you know what? Go wash my face. You know. And then I used to have a teacher in primary school, Mrs. White. She used to say, if ever you're a little bit of tummy trouble, sometimes going to the toilet can help you. So I went to the toilet. I took one glance at the toilet. Burp! Oh my lord, it was spewing absolutely everywhere. Burp! Out it come, I thought, heaven and earth, what's it? Burp! Out it come, I thought, oh my lord. Now, just when I thought I'd gotten over the worst of it, things took a bit of a turn for the worst. Good news, I'd stopped vomiting. Bad news, it were coming out at the other end. That's the next thing going off. If ever anyone's been to gym, you might have done this thing called a superset. It's where you do 2 exercises back to back. That was me. I was going, and then I was going the other side. I were an absolute mess. I thought there'll have been something not quite right in that Lebanese last night. It's funny how you come to conclusions like that. And I thought, this'll pass. This'll pass. It won't pass in 2-3 days going by, and honestly, it's just, and then I'm getting up and I'm doing it. It's every like 30 minutes, every hour, that kind of thing. It's, you know, it's on repeat. I mean, I was getting my steps in because I was going up and down them steps, God knows how many times, ready for a and getting back up and having a. I thought, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do here. I was like, there can't be much else that's coming out. I mean, it was just coming out by the gallon. I was like, everything by the kitchen sink were coming out. I'm like, any more, then there's going to be like me intestines coming out me gob. So anyways, I rings my mum. Because that's what you do when you're ill, or if anything in the world is bothering you, you ring your mum. I says, Mum, what do I do? She says, Courtney, you need something nice and simple, plain, easy to digest. White bread, white pasta, maybe white rice, that kind of thing. What have you got? I goes over to the cupboard, and only thing I had, I kid you not, were a few tins of beans. I was like, that's the last thing I'm having in this situation. And to be honest, I did have a panic attack halfway through because I had to climb up on top of work surfaces. I thought, if something happens here now and I have a bit of an accident, you know, and windows were wide open with neighbours peeping through. I says, Mum, I've not got no. She says, right, well, what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to go to shops and get yourself some white pasta or some white bread or something like that. I says, go on then, I'll do that. So, I goes to the toilet, I has a little and I has a little and I'm like, brilliant. I've got about 30 minutes to kill now. 30 minutes to play with. That's 5 minutes for me to walk it to the Aldi on Kilburn High Road. 5 minutes to get me clobber. 5 minutes to come back. 15 minutes to hope and pray for the best. So that's what I did. I got up. I left my flat. I walked it up Kilburn High Road. I went into the Aldi on Kilburn High Road. I saw the white pasta. It was like a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, just. And I goes over to the pasta, bends down to pick it up. Dropped me guts in middle of Aldi, didn't I? I thought, what's happening here? I actually started, like, to be fair, after it had happened, I started having a bit of a chuckle to myself. I was like, I've just followed through in middle of Aldi. And I goes over to right-hand side of me. There's a baby there in a pushchair. It's typically what you have a baby in, isn't it? Baby in pushchair, looking over at me with his rattle, giving me that look as in like, me too, mate. Oh, I know, mate. I thought, I can't believe it. I've just followed through it middle of Aldi. So I goes to shop assistant. I bet he didn't hear this all day. Went up to the shop assistant. I says, excuse me, mate. I followed through. And he looked at me and he went, okay, no worries, come with me. And he took me through them big doors that the staff go through, staff only, all trucks and that go through, them big freight thingies where they've got all the boxes on. And he's taking me down the steps, and I'm walking down the steps. I've got my hand holding onto my trousers, like pulling it away from me bum cheeks, just like I'm going out this downstairs. Quite a slow pace, I must add. And I says, I'm so sorry, mate, I'm so sorry. He went, oh, don't worry about it, brother, it happens. What do you mean, it happens? No, it doesn't happen. It does not happen for fully grown man like myself. Baby, I could understand, but they go around wearing nappies. Fully grown adult, no, it doesn't happen. How many times have you had this today? Or am I missing something? Anyway, gets me sen into the Aldi staff toilet. That's where we're going. Not available to the public unless you're me and you've got diarrhea and you can't control it. Get sat on the toilet. I've had a look at my pants. As much as I would have loved to have saved them, they were a state. I was like, nah, they're going to have to go. And they were my good pants then from on that ass. They were a right nice pair of pants. Anyway, rolled them up, put them in the bin by the toilet. For all I know, they're probably still there festering down there at the bottom of the Aldi local toilets on Kilburn High Road. If anyone's in there in future, go and have a check for me. The way that you get down into the toilets is just say that you followed through. It worked for me. Anyway, this whole episode got done. Went back up the stairs. I says, thank you, I'm really sorry for that. Left. Got back home. And then it dawned on me. I'd forgotten my white pasta. So I'd been through this whole ordeal for nothing.